Previously on the Vampire Diaries.
Slow it down. Sipping on propane. Sipping on propane. Sipping on.
Have you had any blackouts? Instances of lost time?
Listening to Scissor, yeah, sipping on some scissor, riding with Rodrigo while she's driving through the suburbs. Jeremy's ghost exes, right? Sending him ghost Texas. I bet before they left, he got to get him some ghost beat. Okay, let's go. Pour out the brothers bond. Season 4's coming on. Ashley P. Chop it up about what's going on. Devin is 8 for B, trying to kill OGs. Tyler, hybrid side. Caroline turns 18. Here comes season 4. Someone bolt the door. Get the diary out. It's time for Van meeting now. Woo!
All it's been is you had to drop a human blood. Since I'm not trying to drive a lane off of a great bridge.
Hello, welcome to the Vampedy Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a superfan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampedy, but please call me Pete. I'm here with my co-host and co-parent Ash. Hey, Ash.
Hey, Pete.
Ash, down the rabbit hole, it was just Easter to date this, to timestamp it. Easter down the rabbit hole?
Yeah, true. Two bunnies.
Two bunnies?
Down the rabbit hole, an Easter bunny.
Oh, two rabbit-related events. Us watching this show, and it's something that actually doesn't have anything to do with the rabbits.
I like that, what you call rabbits, when you see them hopping around.
Bun-buns?
Bun-buns?
I saw a bun-bun today.
You did?
Yeah, outside our house.
I like that. That's so cute.
Bun-buns, my dear friends.
Those are the deer.
Squirrelitos.
Do you have a name for the geese? Some honkers?
Yeah, a pair of honkers.
There you go.
Like to see a pair of honkers every now and then. I have a certain reverence for the geese that I don't ridicule them.
Okay. Fair enough.
Ash, down the rabbit hole, also The Matrix. Well, which The Matrix obviously got it from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean, The Matrix?
The Matrix is a pseudo Alice in Wonderland story.
It is?
Yeah. In the beginning, Neo is like Alice in a way. And Mr. Anderson, he follows the white rabbit on that girl's neck. He follows her to the club, and then he takes a pill. One will make you smaller,
Yeah.
or whatever. And he goes down the rabbit hole. He goes into the phone down that hole.
Oh, I never thought about that. Okay, I see the connection.
Let's see. I guess Agent Smith is sort of the Queen of Hearts type character. I don't know.
Who's the Cheshire Cat?
Maybe like that guy, Joe Pantoliano. I forget what character he plays, but remember he eats the steak in the second one.
I don't remember that. My favorite part in Alice in Wonderland is the flower scene when they sing the song all together. All the flowers are singing, because I did like a little play of that when I was in kindergarten. And I was like the lead flower.
Cool.
I like that part.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure there have been theses and all sorts of things about Matrix into Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. But we will never look them up.
Well, who knows?
I won't.
Certainly not for this podcast
No.
about the Vampire Diaries. Anything else vampire related? We still... Renfeld is approaching, as we talked about.
We still don't know. We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I mean...
I think we're just ready for this ep.
I'm ready to rock it. Season 4, episode 14. We're in the back half. We were still on this island, which...
Yeah, were you surprised like that?
I think
when
that
this ended, that they're still there.
Well, I think there could be a time... I'm predicting there may be a time jump.
Okay. Half of the episode prediction? Okay.
They're going to have to wrap up, I guess, because how did it end? Catherine snatched the cure and ran out of there. There might be... I'm predicting that the next full episode
does not take place on this Nova Scotian island. Mm-hmm. Maybe there'll be a cold open, maybe Act 1, but we're getting back to Mystic Falls. Toot Sweet.
Okay.
is
Well,
my
we'll get
Pete
more
Diction.
Pete Dictions when we're done, when we're at the end of our episode.
That might have been it.
No way.
All right.
There's definitely more.
Speaking of cold opens, the
Brr.
the hunter, Galen Vaughn.
Galen Vaughn.
Galen Vaughn.
That's not how he talks, but okay.
The hunter, Galen Vaughn, has Damon tied up. He's roasting something. Oh, maybe it's a bun.
Oh no, that'd be sad.
Maybe
at
that's
the end
the
of
rabbit.
of their time together, when Damon just rips off this rope so easily, he's just like that's happens. I know I'm jumping ahead, but this happens several times that we've seen Damon like act captive just to like appease whoever or get more information or whatever, and then he just so easily is not captive. He's just like,
Yeah.
well, I could just ripped off these ropes like the whole time.
Maybe that's sort of like his thing that he's into, like some light BDSM.
Yeah, really just like minor.
Oh, you trapped me.
Oh, oops, I can't get out.
You really bound me up. All right. Galen knows who Damon is. He's been spying on him and the crew. He names all of them.
Yeah.
Name checks them all. He has the hunter's mark, and he has been killing vampires for his whole life, but only recently did his tat come in.
No, yeah, all the way in. And
All the way.
and he was like so random, but did you clock why?
No.
When they killed what's his name? Klaus's brother?
Oh, Cole?
Cole. When they killed Cole.
Oh, that's when they all came in?
Yeah, because all those other vampires died.
And that helped Galen as well?
I
in
think
some
it
way?
did. They don't.
mean, it
they
must
don't
have.
really explain it, but he said just recently. So I think,
Yeah.
like,
I thought when Jeremy's came in, the rest of the hunters probably came in.
yeah, which was as a result of killing Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe like all 5 of these gentlemen had their tats come in. You know, when you turn 18 and all your tats come in. He stabs Damon in the neck. You better start talking.
I think that's pretty good, I guess.
No, I'm not even gonna go there.
But this is a Scottish accent, right?
I
think?
don't know.
I don't know, but those kinds of accents, like Scottish and Irish, are so hard, I feel like.
To imitate.
Yeah, to imitate. And New Zealand.
To imitate poorly. New Zealand is just kind of like making the vowels wrong. Brit, we're gonna have a meeting.
Yeah, but there's like a certain sound that like you can't form in your mouth, really.
Yeah, right. Well, we are no accent doers. So.
No, I appreciate everyone's unique accent, and they're hard to imitate.
Yeah. We just like to talk silly sometimes, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Elena is on the phone with Caroline. Speaking. Fills her in on the exposition, Ash.
Of course.
Klaus is still in the living room.
In his invisible box.
They can't translate the map. The hunter's sword.
They can't translate the map because what Professor Shane left them.
Yeah, so the hunter's sword, though, will translate it.
And Klaus has the hunter's sword.
Klaus has the hunter's sword. He won't give it up. He doesn't want the cure to be found. But Caroline is going to find the sword. There's only so many places it could be. We don't see her finding the sword.
No, and also Stefan looked for the sword and couldn't find it before, and Matt never. They had this whole plan. Remember that time when they were in the school
Right.
and they couldn't find it?
Yeah. Maybe it was hidden under a drawing of a horse.
Exactly.
Klaus offers to help, and Caroline says, nope.
Yeah.
Shane and Jeremy and Bonnie are walking into that cave that's buttressed by wood. The Nova Scotian is there too. He wants to get paid and leave. Shane hired him.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I did the thing. I'm out of here.
He was like Angela Bassett in that he did the thing. You know that? Okay. Shane gives him the headstone as payment. The Nova Scotian leaves. The stone is made out of Ketsia's blood.
Right.
Somehow this stone is made of blood.
Somehow he said like inside, like the center of the stone has blood in it.
Yeah, it was petrified.
Yeah, which that seems bogus. But he's like, this is so powerful, blah, blah, blah.
It's worth a lot to some people. One man's trash.
So it wasn't an actual head, but you Pete Dick did.
What? Oh, they didn't put it on. But what if they find Ketsia's body? Are they going to put it on there? I'm holding hope.
You're holding hope for that it's
Yep.
a real head? Okay.
All right, now they're going down the hole. All right. Ty is little orphan Lockwood, Klaus says. He's in the house where Klaus is stuck in the room. Mm-hmm. They found the sword in his attic.
Yeah, they're like, oh, here it is.
He must not have
Hit it?
hit it well at all.
No. And it's like they just find it when they really, really need it. Like earlier they didn't like super need it. They just
No.
kind of needed it, but now they really need it, so now they can find it.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't go into the attic.
Right. And these vampires can just be like, think about how fast they can check for stuff if they're going fast.
Yeah,
They
but
probably-
also I wonder if there's something lost in translation with that, where they're just like zooming around and they're not looking really well.
Yeah, I just don't think they utilize their vampire gifts as often as they should.
No.
They like get in cars and drive long distances and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you could just kind of like jump your way there, I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
We just don't want people to see you, but I don't know. I would be cleaning my room real quick.
Right. I'd be scrubbing the walls. I would get on the treadmill and be like, Pew!
You wouldn't even need to.
Well, what if it was raining out?
You think these vampires need to exercise?
I don't know.
I guess they do train, but that's only when they're new vamps.
I don't know their regimens. Okay, so Caroline name checks the cryptex. Cryptex.
Right.
She's seen the Da Vinci Code, but it's all in Aramaic, and Klaus knows Aramaic, but Ty doesn't know Aramaic.
Oh no.
What?
How could he not know?
At that fancy private school that he goes to?
They
Wait,
didn't teach you this ancient language?
he goes to the regular school.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
You're just making up stuff about Ty?
Yeah. My buddy Ty. Rebecca is looking for cell phone service on the island. Elena says everyone's life is in danger because poor Elena wants to be human. You know what? She's annoying lately.
I know.
She's like, oh, I want the cure, but if Rebecca got it and gave it to Stefan, Stefan would give it to me or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's a different conversation. But she's like, woe is me.
Yeah. I agree.
Stefan wants the cure for himself. He's seen every side of vampirism. He's not into it.
He's
And
like, I've done enough.
he wanted a human life with Elena, but he already wanted a human life even before her.
Right.
He wanted to be Dunzo.
I know, especially because he's the Ripper.
Yeah. And he says that they're friends, and Elena's like, oh, I like that. Galen leads Damon to the crypt. Galen wants to kill Silas. And he's using Damon to get to Bonnie.
And Damon's like, you picked the wrong vampire. Because him and Bonnie are not,
Are
like,
beefing.
it's tight right now.
Ty and Caroline are translating the cryptex
Cryptex.
thing.
Yeah.
Or is the cryptex the means by which they are translating and not the thing that they are translating?
Oh, gosh. I think maybe both.
They need a senator and a young flower, which sounds wrong.
Uh-huh.
All right, Silas is immortal, and Galen has to cram the cure down his throat to kill him because remember, Ketsia made the cure so that Silas would take it and become mortal and
then
die.
die.
But he was like, no, I'm just going to get vined up in here.
Yeah, just to like spite you.
Yeah. That's tough business of him.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna keep being immortal, but I'm just gonna be all desiccated over here
Yeah.
instead. I'm like, strong choice.
Yeah, I mean, in a battle of wills.
Two stubborn children, sounds like.
Yeah. It requires. Okay, so Klaus accurately translates it. It requires a powerful witch and a hunter in full bloom. Mm-hmm. So that's Bonnie and Jeremy.
Yeah. Jeremy's a hunter in full bloom, all right.
Yeah, a lot of shirtless action in here. Cutting back and forth, Klaus. I mean, that's what you were saying, right? Klaus and the hunter are saying the info, cutting back and forth. And okay, there's a key to a nautical map or something. I don't know. They get lost in there. Oh, and they say there's only one dose of the cure. Did we learn that this episode?
Yeah, we learned that this episode.
I feel like I've known that forever.
That's what you were wondering forever. You're like,
Yeah.
What does the cure look like, and how many are there? Why are they all assuming there's enough for everyone?
We still don't know what it is, but we know there's one of them, and it's in that box, probably.
And it has to get crammed down a throat to work.
Yeah. Well,
That's about it.
Bonnie and Shane and Jeremy are rappelling into the cave. Mm-hmm. Bonnie hurt her hand, cut her palm like everyone always does.
Yeah, and she didn't just cut it a little bit. She cut it right
All the way
across her palm.
You know, okay, so SNL did that sketch where they were like cutting the palms and then spraying blood everywhere. Mm-hmm. All right, here's a better sketch. Yeah, that's right. Mikey Day and the other people that we said. Here's a better sketch. Intensive palm care unit where all the characters from all the different shows and movies come in and like, oh, and they're just like a waiting room at the hospital.
Yeah.
And they all have their palms and have blood coming out of their palms and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, how'd you do it? Well, I was like doing an ancient curse, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, but me too. And it's like, well, I was doing something that I need a blood sacrifice. What? And then like, you know, they're all partying and then like slapping fives and then they start just spraying blood on each other.
I was gonna say they slap fives with
high
their blood
fives.
hands.
And then maybe the end is like Bobby Moynihan coming in, like, and he's the devil or something. And he's like, I love your blood. Blah, blah, blah.
I can see that for sure.
I mean,
I like it.
the one that was stolen from us was fine.
Yeah, that was our idea, but now you have another one. I like it. I like them just giving these fives on their blood hands.
Yeah. I like that you were like, just now you're like, yeah, that was one and you have another one. Non-committal. All right.
Well, I didn't want to take your idea and say it was mine.
No, I'm just saying you were like, nah, that's fine.
No, I'm saying I like it that we had the original first
Yes,
idea,
okay.
and then you have this one.
Yeah, just now.
I'm just giving your
Off the break. Hey, I
props.
don't have to stay up all Tuesday night to generate these. You know what I'm saying?
No, just Thursday night.
Well, I don't have to stay up. I just made it up.
No, I know. Off the cuff, right there.
Yep. Someone cut that together, sent it to Lorne.
Anyone hire Pete for a staff writer on SNL?
All right. And maybe a featured player. I mean, you heard my accent earlier. All right. What's going to happen when you cast the spell on my tattoo? That's what we all want to know.
That's what Jeremy's saying.
To Bonnie. The hunter in bloom. And
But he's always worried about Bonnie. Like, what's going to happen to him, but also what's going to happen to Bonnie.
And, okay. Bonnie says, you trust me, I won't let Shane raise Silas.
Yeah. She's like, nah, I'm not going to.
So there's a lot of, I mean, who does want Silas to pop up?
Just Shane.
Just Shane so he can bring back all the dead.
Right. And
Which we learn in this episode that these dead people aren't coming back?
No, that he was tricking them.
Oh my gosh. So we're not even going to see this preacher even for a second. He's just dead.
And then mostly everyone just wants the cure. And then the hunters want Silas to be killed. Because they are like Ketsia's like
Fail safe, I guess?
yeah, like they're her protector people, whatever.
What are they, like the backup? Like if Silas doesn't take it, they're still roaming around or something? I don't know. They're there to kill the vampires?
If Silas, wait, what are you saying? If Silas doesn't take the cure,
Then at least there's these hunters around killing vampires? Or are the hunters also wanting to kill Silas?
yeah, the hunters want to kill Silas.
Is Silas a vampire?
I'm not saying anything about Silas.
No. I mean, oh, wait. I was about to say, is he the OG's dad or whatever? But we already know who the OG's dad is. He was desiccated and whatever happened to him.
He
Michael
was
or whatever.
white oak staked for a while. Yeah, Michael.
So Silas, I mean...
I can't really tell you about Silas. You will find out about Silas, like who he is and more about him.
Okay. She'll kill Shane if she has to. Oh. And the spilled blood? That's how Shane was talking to his wife. We finally see Silas. He's wrapped up in trees. And the blood drips right in his mouth, from Bonnie's hand to his mouth.
How coincidental.
He's loving it. He's like, nom, nom, nom. I'm lucky. Give me some more blood in my mouth. Caroline calls Rebecca. We're emailing you the pictures of the map. And Klaus is like, and I helped.
They're like, thank goodness we just got smartphones like last month.
Yep. We got these Samsungs.
I know, I think they're iPhones now. Didn't we, last time we see them have iPhone?
Maybe so.
Or did we decide it was an iPod?
Cole
Cole had an
had
something.
an iPhone, iPad. I don't know anymore. No, he was making calls on it.
Oh yeah, we decided it was an iPhone because he made calls and he was listening to
It was
music.
an early iPhone. He was listening to LimeWire on it somehow. Soulseek, you know what I'm talking about? Kazaa.
I just did Napster.
Napster, he had Napster on there.
I did Napster straight up.
I need
And
it.
I had a MIDI player.
Yeah, okay.
That it would play songs, but that they were labeled .midi.
Interesting. I know MIDI player as like a keyboard type scenario.
Yeah, we could like download songs from like what websites that people would put up, like GeoCities websites. People
my
could like
gosh.
put up a song, or we would get it from Napster, and then it would download as a .midi, and then it would play on this thing called like a MIDI player.
Who's older, us or Silas?
This is when I was in middle school and early high school.
Yeah,
so
totally. All right.
you know, this is a couple years ago.
Ew.
Just kidding.
Back in high school, I was downloading songs off Napster, and I'm lucky if I get to take a Napster.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ash.
I don't know. Anyways, okay. Oh, they send the pictures.
Yeah, why did, and Klaus says that he helped, whatchamacallit, and they're like, why would you help us? And he wants Rebecca to feel happy, and she's like, yeah, right.
Do you know why he helped? There's some like undertone, some subtext. It doesn't outrightly say.
I don't know.
So I think the reason he helped is because he wants Rebecca to get the cure. Not, I mean, it's like a side bonus that she'll be happy and that's what she wants, but that means that there will be no other cure because there's only one for them to bring back and use on him.
Use on him. And he can't somehow, I mean, I think he would want Elena to have it, but he's playing his odds.
But when he knows that when Elena finds out that there's only one, Elena's going to want to use it on Klaus.
And Rebecca's just selfish enough
Right.
to use it on herself and not,
And not her
kill
brother.
her brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense. For all the things they don't spell out, that's subtle. Mm-hmm. I hope you get to live and die as you wish. But one more thing, Rebecca, there's only one dose of the cure. You need to find it and take it. He
Yeah.
says it with the quickness. He says it real fast and they hang up on her.
Mm-hmm. It's funny.
He's like, oh yeah, I want you to be happy.
I know, like, Klaus is really annoying a lot of the time, but he also is a good character. Like, he definitely grows on you for sure, but he can be so annoying when it's all
yeah.
about him. I like when he's more like little spurts.
At a
He's
certain
kinda
point,
like,
at a certain point in these seasons, I just like the antagonist more. I'm like, Connor Jordan, yes. Klaus, yes. I'm like, these people are doing stuff. In fact, they should be protagonists because protagonists generally push the thing along, and antagonists are like, I went to cure and I'm going to sit around and blah, blah, blah.
right.
I don't like Prof. Shane. He's always been
No,
annoying.
he's always
Didn't
annoying.
like Pastor Young.
No.
Don't really like April Young.
No.
And I'm always confused when she's there. And she always looks a little different, too.
You're like, who's that again?
Yeah, she's like, doesn't work enough on the show that they make her keep the same haircut or something.
Yeah, maybe so.
I'm like, what?
We also didn't like Uncle Father. What did you call him? Elena's dad, but she thought it was her uncle.
Yeah, I don't know. He was annoying.
Yeah, he was super annoying.
Um,
Yeah, sometimes these people come in and they're super annoying the whole time, or they come in and they spice it up a little bit.
yeah. Klaus is good for
But
business.
I do like Klaus, and I do like Rebecca, and I do really like Elijah. Elijah, I think, is the best.
Elijah, again. Yeah, he's another one.
original.
He's another one who came in and turned it. Mm-hmm. All right, Galen, though, I'm guessing that he's not going to freaking grow on me.
He's not going to be a main player.
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, Damon and Galen. Damon doesn't want the cure. He likes being a vampire. His friends want the cure, and he wants them to have it. Damon says Galen saved Jeremy, but he didn't. Then they find the dead Nova Scotian. Mm-hmm. They don't know who killed him. There may be someone else on the island. Who? We find out is Catherine.
Yeah, it's Catherine.
Which I was wondering when she was going to pop back up.
Yeah, and that was a good trick for you later. Like, this episode tricked you a little bit. Mm-hmm. We'll get there. In a good way.
Shane and his contingent are in the cave. They're looking for a drawing for the opening of the cave. Or,
Yeah, he's just like, just like anything.
yeah, what's different? What's weird? Look for anything.
I know.
And then there's a perfect circle. This is the spot. Rebecca didn't tell Elena and Stefan about the one dose. Mm-hmm. And then they have to do a big jump, like the Matrix 1.
True, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And Elena goes first, and then Rebecca immediately tells Stefan about the cure.
Yeah. And Elena is down there waiting for, like, a long time, it feels like. They have, like, a whole long conversation, and Elena's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, I think that was like that was the end of an act. So she like jumps down there, and then.
But still, their conversation is long.
Okay.
Between Rebecca and
And then what? Rebecca snaps his neck later or something.
Yeah, because she's like,
Maybe that was the act out.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
like, so, well, and Stefan doesn't even answer, but she's like, well, if you took the cure, if you were the only one who had it, would you take it or would you give it to Elena? Elena, like she's.
Elena.
And he's like, silence. And she's like, okay, snap your neck. Mm-hmm. Because she knows that's what he'll do because he is selfless and he loves Elena. Mm-hmm. But it was nice for Rebecca to consider Stefan because she does care about Stefan. I like when you see the soft side of Rebecca, but then it doesn't last long because she's like, all right, I'm going to snap your neck.
Yep. Bonnie and Jeremy are about to do some magic. She's caressing his shirtless chest. But the tat is going away.
Oh no.
Okay, Rebecca
Keep the tat. It looks cool.
What if he gets the tat later?
Like he goes and like shows them the photographs.
Yeah. Which didn't they take a bunch of sneak pics?
Yeah, they have so many pictures of it.
Okay, Rebecca did tell Stefan the truth about the cure. If she gave it to him, he gave it to Elena, and then she snaps his neck real quick. It was jumping back and forth a little bit.
I know.
All right, Jeremy is now shirtless, yelling for Bonnie. She's fine. Oh, so wait, they start doing like the spell, and then stuff starts shaking, and you don't even see like this rock fall on Shane's leg or something.
Yeah. Well, actually, what I see in this scene is when it starts shaking, Shane runs out of frame. It looks like he's just running away.
Yeah, he gets scared. His cowardice is showing. Brock must have fell on it. He got 127 hours.
Yeah, because then they're like, later he's like, help me, and he's like, my leg. Does he say it's broken?
I don't know.
I think he says my leg is broken, and then Bonnie's like, she says something cool. Did you write down what she says? She's like, oh well, you better rest or something like that. And she just walks away.
I don't know.
I like that part.
Maybe.
Because you know how earlier she was like, well, I'm not going to let him raise Silas. And then, like, the easiest way is to just be like, oh, his leg's broken. I'm just going to leave him here.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, well, you better chill on it. Like, I don't know. I wish I had that quote. It was funny.
You better chill on it. I'm not dead. I'm just very badly burned.
Yes, it reminds me of that. And then she's like, oh, well, you should put some ice on it. You know, like something so.
Should put a cure on it. Oh. All right, Damon and Galen arrive. There's no use for Damon anymore, but Damon just takes off the rope like he talked about.
Yeah.
Then Rebecca walks in. All right, then Elena is up there with Stefan. Like, why'd she have to jump? And now she's back up there? How'd she get back up there?
She probably jumped back up to be... Wait, no. Is she back up or is Stefan back down?
I think she's up there.
Most probably she was like, what the heck's taking so long?
There's only one cure. She can't take it. Even if she could be human, she wouldn't be the person she was. So now she should accept herself as a vampire.
It's like, really? We came all the way to Nova Scotia and now you're saying that?
Right. And she can live
you
the
could have
rest...
saved us so much time.
Well, someone was going to go get this cure, I guess.
I know, but it really all stemmed... Finding the cure all stemmed from saving Elena. Even finding out that there was a cure came from saving Elena. These vampires have been vampires for hundreds of years, and they're literally just now finding out that there's a cure only because Elena is now a vampire.
That's kind of true.
And she's like, well, I guess I'll just be a vampire now. It doesn't matter. I'm like, oh my... I'd be so mad. I'd be like, you're taking this damn cure.
Right. I'm going to shove
Shove it down your throat. That's what I was going to say.
And then, Stefan's like, so now she's going to live the rest of her life sired to Damon. And then now they need to give the cure to Klaus or he'll kill everyone because they killed Cole. But then I guess we kind of figure that out a little bit later. Like, they kind of deal with that with Caroline.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
He's sort of... I don't know.
You never know what Klaus is going to do.
No.
He's not like Elijah. Elijah keeps his promises. Klaus will just say whatever.
He'll say whatever and then he'll do whatever.
Exactly.
Caroline, pug snoring, by the way. Caroline and Ty are worried. Ty needs to get out of town or Klaus will kill him.
They're worried because Bonnie's spell to keep him in that invisible box is about to expire. Mm-hmm. That's why Ty is worried. He's like, Klaus is about to kill me.
Yeah.
I need to get out of here.
All right, Galen has some cool vampire weapons. Mm-hmm. He shoots Rebecca, and there's like a bomb stake thing that explodes and puts stakes into her. Mm-hmm. He shoots Damon with a Bernie rope.
Yeah, like kind of like fishing wire, like wraps around his neck.
Uh-huh. And then he jumps down the hole. Mm-hmm. The rabbit hole.
The vampire hunters are so good at their jobs. Much better than anyone else trying to get these vamps.
Yeah.
You talked about that before with Connor Jordan. You're like, he's not waiting around.
No. Alaric was kind of amateurish.
Well, because he wasn't one of the 5. He was just like a
Oh, you're talking about the 5.
DIY or
DIY guy. DIV.
DIY hunter.
A hobbyist. Stefan is saving Damon from the Bernie rope that he got shot with. Tells Elena to go ahead. And that gives us the sort of trickery of that Catherine starts doing stuff. And we're like, oh, that's Elena because Stefan told her to go ahead. Bonnie and Jeremy are walking back to find Silas.
No, there's a trickery part too. Maybe you didn't see it. Maybe that's why you didn't really think it was Catherine. Because Elena goes down ahead and then someone like a shadowy figure goes in front of her. Did you see that part?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that we're there yet.
Okay, gotcha. I thought maybe you just didn't see it when you were typing.
Bonnie and Jeremy are walking back to find Silas. How do we make it this far? Glad we're here together. And then, hey, Bonnie sees Grams, which I Pete dicted that. This place allows the living to talk to the dead. And close to bringing me back to life for good. Silas can do it. Just feed him. And then we learned that, like, it seems too good to be true. If she were here, I could see her. Jeremy says it's a hallucination.
I love that this little piece of that Jeremy can see ghosts.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get that either.
Yeah, that Jeremy can see ghosts is like so helpful in figuring out that it's not really Grams.
Yeah.
Or not really Grams' ghost or whatever. Because Jeremy's like looking around. He's like, no, I can't see her. She's not here.
But he can see Joe's.
But he can see ghosts. So if it was really her ghost, he'd be like, oh man, you can speak to the dead or whatever.
Silas was in your head trying
Nope.
to control you. It worked with Shane and his wife. So this is Silas pulling strings. Silas pulling strings. And Jeremy, I thought Jeremy was just like, because anyone could see it. But no, it's because he can see ghosts.
Because he can see ghosts. He's like, specifically, I can't see her, so she's not there.
And that's why Bonnie's like, believes him.
Right.
Otherwise it'd be like,
Well, too bad for you,
didn't
but I
spill the
can.
blood.
Yeah.
Klaus is in the house, troubles a brewing. You can't kill Ty, Caroline says, but Klaus wants to kill him. And Klaus is mad at him for turning his hybrids against him. Caroline wants the cure too, but she's like way down the list.
Right. But she has never ever really said that she wanted the cure.
Right.
She's just kind of like, yeah, sure, okay.
Because she's being selfless and like not wanting to be the squeaky wheel. Like, also she is like too timid or whatever. Like she's like, well, obviously Elena's gonna get it.
Right, well, Elena is like the lead in the Friends, so Elena gets what she wants. But you don't believe Klaus when he's like, you like being a vampire. That's why you don't want the cure.
No, I believe that. Okay, so their hair color be damned. Elena is like the Regina George, and Caroline is more of the
Chabert.
Gretchen Wieners in that group of girls.
It's true.
Am I right?
100%.
What are you talking about, Klaus? Klaus wants to give it to Caroline. Oh no, Klaus is like, you're better as a vampire.
And he's like, you like yourself better as a vampire because you're
Yeah.
like me.
Ageless, fearless, and I said 18 forever because
stronger.
she noticeably, I mean, she memorably had her 18th birthday. Okay, and he's like, we're similar, and she's like, if we're similar, show me your compassion, show me your mercy. And he's like, mercy for Tyler, like what?
And then he's like, all right, fine.
And he compromises, tell him to leave town, hide in a place I'll never find him. And then he does like too many more beats. He's like, he talks too long, and then he's like, give him a head start before I kill him.
Right. He's like stringing Caroline along where she's like, all right, he gets a head start. Okay, he gets to really live a good life alone. Oh, wait, no, you're still going to get him and kill him.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is
He's like leading her on.
Ty, I mean, my prediction is not that we're going to see like Ty like deep in the Sahara or like in a lean-to in the jungle or something like that. He's going to be in like Florida.
He's not going back to Nolans where everyone else goes.
Maybe Nolans, but like he's not going to go to some ends of the earth where Klaus is going to like have a
actual hard time finding him.
Yeah, like you see Klaus like in the desert like sweating like and there's a big trail behind him. Like it's not going to be like that. It's just going to be some other town. Like I went all the way to Philadelphia to get away from Klaus. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Stefan frees Damon. They talk about Elena taking the cure. Do what makes her happy. Help Elena get the damn thing, Damon says. Mm-hmm. Stefan's hair looks like a hedgehog. Right? Mm-hmm.
And Damon's hair is always too long on the sides and in the back. But I think he does it to like cover his ears a little bit because he's kind of got like biggish ears. But like, I feel like you can just rock some big ears though. But I don't like when your hair is supposed to be a short haircut, but then it covers your ears.
What short haircut would Damon ever have?
And like long in the back, it looks weird.
That is true that is sort of a weird rock star thing where it's like there's like these tendrils up front and then like.
I know. I like his haircut right now as a real human being, Ian Somerhalder, and it's still long-ish. And I always love his hair in the past in the flashbacks, but it's like a in between long and short most of the time that he's on the show, and it's weird.
I couldn't see him with a traditional short haircut.
Look here on his Instagram. Here's a picture of him. Self-portrait he took, aka selfie. He calls it a self-portrait. When he, young Damon Salvatore.
Right. That's pretty good.
But yeah, his hair looks good like that, all parted on the side and stuff. I just don't like it like all just swoopy.
I'm picturing him in Rules of Attraction, and his hair was shorter, but it was so early 2000s that it still had some length to it. It wasn't like the typical like up in the front kind of deal.
It's true. And Paul Wesley has had better hair too. Sometimes it's too spiky. What about this Damon haircut? Short on the sides? That one's a good one. Yeah,
that's good. He can wear different hair.
I mean, yeah, he started out his career as a model. He can be diversified.
I think that he's old enough that he always is going to have some sort of shag element to his hair.
Does that mean you're going to have a shag element one day?
No, because I'm talking about he's a different age than us. So when he was
like his generation,
he came of age when the shag element was very popular. So there will always be that element.
Oh, okay.
Just like I'm not going to get haircuts where you just buzz the whole side like late teens do now. You just buzz the whole side, and then if you have little curlies up top or whatever's going on up top, you just let that grow.
Yeah, no. I don't like the combed out look that these guys are wearing either, where it's like all floofy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's combed out. That's just their curly, weird hair.
No, I do think some guys like...
Oh, they pick it out.
They pick it out. And
combing, to me, makes it super straight.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, combing's not the right word.
Picking that jump.
More like brushed out. Like when you brush, it gets all fluffy.
I don't know about that. All right. Elena is in the cave, hears voices, and then a shadow grabs her.
Yeah.
Which is
Catherine.
Caroline and Ty are saying goodbye on the porch. We're immortal. We'll find a way. To what? They don't say. To kill Klaus, I guess, or to be together?
I think
again?
to be together. Like, they might not be together right now because Klaus is in the house, trouble brewing. But they're like, we'll find a way. We're immortal. We have an eternity to be together. I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah, and then they try and do the emotional, tell me you'll forget about me and live happily. And Ty's like, I'll forget about you and live happily. But he's lying.
I know, it's so dumb. It's like, lie to me. Say exactly this. Like,
Right.
it's a waste of our time.
That's some early screenwriting stuff right there. They smooch. Ty walks away. Yeah, it's like trying to be the noble. Uh-oh. Trying to be the noble person or whatever. Stefan finds Shane. Shane says he didn't know there was one cure. Okay, Stefan is like, hey, Shane, there's only one cure. And Shane's like, I didn't know there was only one cure. He should have been like, what? There's one cure? Oh my gosh, this ruins everything. This is crazy. But he's like, I didn't know there was one cure. You know? I think he's lying, of course.
You think he's either lying for sure, like that definitely makes sense, but also the fact that his fake dead wife, aka Silas, was the one telling him all this information on how to raise Silas. Why would Silas tell him that there is one cure?
Well, he doesn't know it was Silas telling him that.
No, I know, but I'm saying why would Silas tell that, like...
Right, that's why he doesn't know.
That's why he doesn't know.
Unless he did somehow know and he saw Silas holding the one or whatever, but he should have said...
He should have been...
How would I know that?
Right.
Yeah.
I
and
agree.
then Stefan leaves him there. His wife, Vision, shows up. He failed her. Silas is like, what? I gotta go some other route. This guy failed me.
Who am I gonna trick now?
Silas, as his wife, should have been like, you always failed me. Like, as the wife.
As the wife,
and then,
oh,
like,
yeah.
and you let our kid die, you failing ass failure.
And then he just crying in the cave with his leg all trapped.
Here's a knife.
Man, that'd be really dark.
I mean, why is Silas placating Shane?
Yeah, I see that.
Why did this Vision come and, like, sort of, like, placate him or, you know, make him feel a little better? I don't know if she made him feel better, but if I was Silas, I would have gone hard. That's what I'm saying.
I see that. Okay.
All right, Silas is in his tomb. Bonnie and Jeremy find it. The cure is in his hand. And they're like, how is that going to cure every vampire in the world? See, they have a good reaction to be like, what?
Yeah, that's not enough.
Not Shane, who's like, oh, I didn't know that.
I think Shane is also like trying to stay alive because
Right.
they're like, you like effed us up. You didn't help us the way you said you were supposed to. There's only one cure, you big liar.
Yeah.
They should just be like, and you're dead. But he's like still trying to hang on, and
Right.
they're also still trying to protect Bonnie, which is also lame.
Right.
I mean, it's not lame to protect Bonnie.
Yeah. It's not lame to, yeah.
It's lame that they have to try to keep Professor Shane alive to protect Bonnie. Bonnie doesn't need protection. She's strong.
Right.
These strong ladies don't need these professors. Just kidding.
No, these statutory professors.
Exactly.
They try. Okay, so like Jeremy's trying to take it out of his hand, the cure from Silas's hand. Mm-hmm. Frozen like a vampire statue for 2,000 years. We need to feed him our blood to get the cure. Okay, so he is a vampire.
Yeah, who says that, by the way? Do you know? I can't
don't
remember
know.
who said
Probably Jeremy. Okay, and 2,000 years? Are these other OGs 1,000 years old? That's what I'm trying to say is like...
it. You want the, like, historical chart.
Yeah, and is Silas like patient zero? You know, for this whole vampire thing.
Yeah.
We just haven't heard a bunch about Silas. Also, he's depicted on the tattoo as like a little schmeagle. I want to see that.
Right. The thing that you do see, and you can take from it what you will, is that they need to feed Silas their blood.
Right.
So
That's some vampire
obviously
behavior.
human disease.
That's some vampire tendency. Uh-huh. Vampires are your friends. Vampires are your enemies. Right? Damon taking the steak bomb out of Rebecca. They're both hurt. Damon made peace with not controlling everything. Mm-hmm. Life sucks. Damon did something selfless. He may be a decent person. Which we know this.
We know this.
He's not Klaus.
No.
He has a code of sorts.
And he doesn't like to be overt about it, though.
No, I mean, if more people just did good things without talking about it all the time,
Probably more good things would happen.
that'd be great. I saw like an Instagram that was like, and I'll just turn it into something so that the person can't know what I'm talking about. But the person who, let's say, works out a whole bunch, posted a Instagram story of this guy holding up the sign that's like, if you work out a whole bunch, you don't have to post about it. So therefore, this guy obviously, in quotation marks, works out a whole bunch, and then posted this guy saying you don't have to post about working out a whole bunch. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's basically like this guy's like, hey, I work out a whole bunch, but I don't post about it. But yeah, you posted about not posting about it.
Right. So therefore, you're posting about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, he posts about working out also. So, and it's a different thing than that. But it's just like, you're allowed to do stuff quietly.
Right. Yeah. You should do good deeds without being like, this month I'm doing blah, blah, blah. It's just like, well,
or
just
like,
do the thing.
I'm doing Whole30. It's like, A, I don't know what that is. B, I don't care. And C, why don't you just quietly eat more vegetables or whatever it is? Like, you're doing Whole30, congrats.
Right. I think people do it because telling people holds them accountable to a certain degree for some people, but I don't think that's true for everybody.
I guess, but they're not roping me into holding them accountable. I'm just like, oh, okay.
I don't hold anyone accountable.
No, it's just maybe they have a core group of like great friends who are like, still doing Whole30. How's Whole30 going? Oh, blah blah.
Yeah, then you should just like text your like three friends and be like, hey, I'm doing this. Help me stay motivated.
Yeah,
Not like the whole world needs to know.
No, and there's a funny thing that's like, this meeting could have been an email.
Yeah.
This post could have been a text.
Oh my gosh.
To people who care.
That's 100% true.
Like,
this post could have been a text to your immediate friends and family.
yeah. And it's on me for looking, I guess. And I could just abstain, but also I'm killing time sometimes.
No,
so,
I think that's something that people could improve on, though, is like, does everyone need to know this or not?
Also, if I'm posting something, I am bragging. I'm not posting to be like, I'm not bragging about this, but
Right.
I am bragging.
You're
I mean, like,
I want you to know this.
yeah, this is cool to me.
Right.
I'm not posting like, this ain't cool to me.
Or, I mean, you also post things that are not necessarily bragging, but like, this was a major life thing that I want people to know about.
Yeah.
Like a mass information source.
Right.
And that's cool too, but yeah, it's like, all right, we don't need to know all the things. Sometimes just text the person or go talk to them or call them or whatever.
Yeah, and if you're subtweeting or
I don't even know what that means.
vague posting, or you're aiming something at somebody, like a shady away message, you know what that is though.
Well, yeah, I know what that
If you're doing that, just talk to the person.
Shady away messages are good.
That
But I don't know what subtweeting
the
is.
new version of shady away message, and there's probably even a new version on TikTok or whatever, but the new version of shady away message, or like, obviously this away message is like to somebody, is subtweeting. It's like, well, I know that I'm not blah blah blah. It's like, you're obviously talking about something like
No.
basically like the thing I already referenced.
I got you. But the thing about shady away messages is they were primarily song lyrics, and that took like some artistic like thinking, at least.
Oh yeah, I was the king of that.
You had to be like, oh, I'm feeling this way. What song encapsulates this? What lyric really can I identify in this moment? And then post that lyric.
Yep.
I think that it is a little bit, we were a little bit advanced to be doing that, I think.
For sure. What?
Then to just be like, You said this? Well, I don't know.
What song perfectly shades this person, and why is it by Dashboard?
Right. Every song.
Every time.
Every time.
Or Fall Out Boy, I guess.
The Used was a big one, too.
Oh, the friggin' Used. I wasn't as big of the Used head as a lot of people.
No, me neither, but it was in a lot of people's away messages. Just saying.
Mine was always...
I know, I read all yours, and I would be like sitting there for hours and be like, what does this mean?
6 a.m, the Pancake House? What is that?
I knew that. No, but the thing about you is with your away messages is I would be really wondering about it for so long, and then sometimes you'd be like, I just like that song. I'm like, how am I supposed to know when it is
That's what you gotta do.
a real secret message about how you're feeling, and how do I know when you're just like, I'm into this song right now?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it drove me crazy in love.
Yep. That's how I did it.
I'd be like, oh my
So
gosh, Pete is like so upset right now by something. Like, why is he so depressed? Like, what's going on? And then you're like, I just like the song.
Yeah, I would throw up. I would throw up. The grass must be green somewhere,
Yes, exactly.
which is like Tim Kasher, The Good Life or whatever.
I'm like, oh my
it's
gosh.
like, oh, he's really going through it. I was like, oh, actually, I just went to the dining hall.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
my
I was
God.
just going to the gym or whatever.
Seriously, that like took up too much of my life.
Good. You were wasting your life anyway.
No, I wasn't. I was learning.
Okay. Anyway, subtweeting. What were we talking about?
I don't know. I'm excited that
Oh.
memory. No, pause.
Damon.
I'm excited that conversation you and I just had is documented, so that when I'm old and I have dementia, I can listen to this podcast and be
my
like,
gosh.
oh, I remember that.
All right.
Seriously.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you'll be like, if that will that bring you back to us podcasting? Or will that bring you all the way back to college?
Maybe both, but I think at college, because that's like a core memory.
Yeah. Yeah. We got on that tangent from Damon.
Okay, well, it was a good tangent. Just
For
saying.
sure.
All right, go ahead, Damon. What's Damon doing?
No, I'm just saying
He's subtweeting somebody.
he does stuff without having to talk about it his whole friggin' life.
He's just like, all right, well, I'm gonna do the right thing quietly.
All right, Jeremy is trying to get the cure. Galen stabs Bonnie. Galen slices his palm, duh. Wants to feed blood to Silas, then he and Jeremy start wrestling.
He had two
Hunters.
and he's like, oh, sorry, tap the mic. And he's like, we're supposed to be, we're on the same team, Galen says.
The cure was meant for Silas, yes. Elena, whooshes in and almost bites him. Almost bites Galen, but Jeremy's like, the Hunter's curse, and she stops. This is Catherine, but
Right.
we think it's Elena whooshing in, almost bites Galen. Hunter's curse, and he's like, "Grr." Does Catherine know about these hunters, or she just like, Hunter's curse?
We literally haven't seen Catherine in so long, so we don't exactly know what she knows.
Okay, she was probably just like, I don't want any kind of Hunter's curse.
And also probably if she thinks that Jeremy thinks that she's Elena and Jeremy's trying to save Elena, then whatever Jeremy is saying must be in good faith. You know what I mean?
Yes. I know, so much trickery.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, does it make sense?
So much strategery. All right. SNL. Here we go. Strategery.
You gotta tell that one to our kid because he was telling me strategic strategy for so long the other day. So you gotta give him the strategery.
Our kid was? Mm-hmm. Okay. Strategery. Klaus got out of the spell, and something awful must have happened to Bonnie to get me out of this room. Mm-hmm. He won't hurt Caroline. It was all for Caroline that he showed kindness.
Right.
Because he's into her. He's just not that into her, but he is.
But he is. He is just that into her.
He is just that into her. Stefan is looking around the catacombs.
Also, that what we just said is also a really dated reference.
He's just not in. Yeah. He's Just Not That Into You was a book written by Greg Behrendt, who then had a show. He was like he was a rock star, Maury Povich kind of Dr. Phil kind of guy.
And then it was a movie.
Then it was a movie with Jay Long.
And now we're saying the reverse. He is just that into
He
her.
is just that. I mean, we could do like a relationship podcast. If he doesn't tag you on Instagram, if he doesn't tag you, and that's redneck. If he doesn't tag you on Instagram,
We actually would not be able to do a modern dating podcast
No.
because we don't know.
we don't know. I couldn't even do our era dating podcast. If he,
Okay, next.
you might be a vampire. Okay. He finds blood. Whose? Elena's? She's here. Who?
Sorry, I got distracted.
Catherine.
Do that, but instead of you might be a red, I don't like that terminology, but if you might be biting necks instead of red.
Let's not disparage the redneck community.
I mean, I don't like think that we should be like talking about people like that.
Okay.
But you should say it. I'm saying say the
What?
vampire version.
What? Bite necks?
Yeah.
Like vampires are called bite necks?
Yeah, or like-
they like to bite
Or
necks.
if you, yeah. I just want you to try to
Okay.
riff on it.
All right.
Or suck necks or whatever.
If you if you got okay, hold on. I do have one. Let me just formulate it. But if I have dementia and you play this for me, I'm gonna overdose on my brain pills and kill my old ass.
No, you're not.
If you and your son look like the same age, but you're a lot older than him, you might suck necks, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense at all?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're a vampire,
Because you're a vampire,
and
you don't
I guess
age.
you had a kid before you turned into a vampire. I don't know. Can vampires have kids?
You haven't seen any.
Can vampires have kids? Let me ponder on this for a second.
I mean, in the show, they also talk about, I want to be human so we can grow to go together and have a family, blah, blah. That's what they say.
Yeah, what are the physical implications?
There's so much more to this show. It's crazy.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
we're almost
No, like,
halfway done.
of the whole show.
Well, yeah. At the start of season 5, we're halfway done. Because there's 8 seasons.
That's crazy. There's a lot that happens, so. And a lot to
Yeah, I
learn.
mean, a lot has happened already.
Yeah.
All right. What? Catherine almost bit the hunter.
Oh,
She
yeah.
wants the cure. She's like me on Ticketmaster.
Trying to get ticket to the cure.
She puts Jeremy's blood in Silas's mouth. Silas begins to rise.
She doesn't put Jeremy's blood in his mouth. She puts Jeremy's body in his mouth, and he's sucking Jeremy's
Oh
blood.
my gosh. She bites Jeremy. She gets the cure from Silas's hand. And then she breaks Jeremy's neck. And Bonnie is hurt. And they're both on the ground. And they're reaching out for each other.
Yeah, but Jeremy's neck is snapped, and he's on the ground.
That's what I said.
Yeah. He's not really reaching. He's just
His
In that-
arm is out.
in that direction. Yeah, okay. I'm like, he's not reaching.
All right. I think, okay, here's my Pete Diction.
You gotta rate it first.
2 fangs.
Through fangs.
Because we had fun.
It was fun. Our podcast episode was Two Fangs. The actual episode, because Elena's annoying and she's not with Stefan, is 1.9 fangs.
If you never... I wasn't paying attention to you at all. You have to retell me.
You were just thinking it. Okay, whatever. Go.
If you only have a high school education, you might be a bite neck. Wait, no. Okay. If you only
You
have
might like to bite necks. You might be
if
a bite
you
neck.
only have a high school education, but you're real old, you might like to bite necks because everyone only goes to high school. Okay.
Yeah.
And it has to be kind of about rednecks also.
Okay.
If you went to high school several different times and still didn't graduate, you might like to bite necks. Right? These are good.
I'm trying to think about an Uncle Basement because that sounds kind of like that, but that was technically for a werewolf.
If you don't have a man cave, but you have an uncle basement.
That one is the best one.
This is okay. This is my
Is this your stand-up?
my comedy album. Yeah.
Okay, I said it was a 1.9 because Elena was being annoying and she's not with Stefan.
Okay.
All right, you were about to give a Pete Dixon. Do you remember what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. What I said still stands in that either cold open or act 1 only on this Nova Scotian island.
Okay.
I think that this Silas business will be wrapped up very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see him smeagol out for a second, and then they're going to pop the cure into his mouth. He's going to get the cure. None of these friggin' fools are going to get the cure.
Mm-hmm.
How does that parse or whatever for the rest of these people? Will they just all be vampires for the rest of this series? Maybe not. They might just be like, oh, there's a second cure, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as this next episode, Act 1, Nova Scotia, pop the thing, smeagoled out, Silas mouth, and then everyone's going to be like, well, we didn't get the cure. Back to
so-
Mystic Falls for the fall formal.
Okay, true. I hear all that, but I just want to know, what do you think is going to happen with Bonnie, who's bleeding out?
Bonnie will be fine.
Jeremy, who's
Will be fine.
napped his neck,
He'll be fine. He has
And-
the ring on.
and Klaus.
He'll be fine.
But do you think he's going to kill people? They're so worried that he's going to
No.
kill everyone.
Nope. He'll be like,
I think it's all just going to be regular.
well, whoever Silas was, they'll talk about him for a long time and be like, Klaus will be like, I'm glad because I know this about him for some reason, and he was my uncle or whatever the case is, because they are gonna be somehow not related. I'm saying, but related in. I mean, maybe they're blood
Who
related.
do you think's going to be related?
Silas and all these vampires. He's a vampire who's older than them, I think. They say that they're OGs, but Silas is 1,000 years older than them or something crazy like that. He's like a mythical in a way. Like you meet these OGs, it's like seeing friggin' Shea Coulee at the DragCon. You see Silas, it's like Simone.
Wow, that's a good analogy.
I'm just kidding. I'd be excited to see both of them.
True, but you were so enamored with the originals for so long.
I know. Silas is like a old creature in my mind.
Those are good prediction.
They're gonna go back to some sort of stasis, and then they're gonna
Oh, what about Prof. Shane?
and he's dead. And then they're gonna go back to some sort of stasis. Yeah, Shane's off the table. Pastor Young, all this is off
All
the
those
table.
annoying people are gone.
And then they're gonna reset for 15 through like 22, or 15 through 20, and then 21 and 22 are gonna be crazy.
And do you have any idea what you think the next chapter will be? Like what their next thing they're trying to accomplish?
I would guess that maybe Klaus is gonna dip out for a second. He's like, "Oh, I've had enough of you. I'm gonna hunt Tyler." He wouldn't say my buddy Ty. That's
I
why
know. I spit out my drink because he went from Tyler.
he wouldn't say my buddy Ty. That's why I had to. That's the kind of character work I bring to this. Is
Right.
I
You think
adapt.
about, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what he would say. Like I wouldn't say strategery, but if I was doing that character,
Right. Except you do say it sometimes.
and I also say yeah. Yeah. I don't know because I feel like they're like wrapping some stuff up so they can do
A new
something
thing.
different.
Yeah. Well, that's a good. You're learning a little bit. I will not confirm nor deny, but those are good Pete dictions. You got any plurgs, Pete?
In May.
What's happening in May?
In May, I have a short story in an anthology.
Oh yeah, a new one.
It is called Mythos from the Writing Block. I think you can pre-order it on like Barnes and Noble. Mythos from the Writing Block.
MYTHOS.
MYTHOS. Yes. All right. If anyone is in, hey, I wrote this story like probably a year or two ago, and let me just say that every day it becomes more and more prescient, or like.
Apropos.
Yeah, sadly, because it's about. So this whole book, if this, I feel like this is kind of in the wheelhouse of someone who would listen to this podcast or watch the Vampire Diaries. It's modern, or not even modern, but retellings of famous myths. The whole book is.
Right.
And I have a story in there that's Sisyphus, and I take the character of Sisyphus, and this all sounds like I'm not actually this smart or whatever. But
Yes, you are.
everything I'm saying sounds smarter than I actually am. But I take Sisyphus and put him in sort of like early 2000s, like DC area during the DC sniper attacks. And there's some kind of like social commentary that I wrote in a moment where it seemed interesting and compelling, and then it sadly is still compelling now, I would say.
Right. It's a good story.
Yeah. So, but that and all my books and whatever.
Yeah, you got. If you're this far in, you know the ats.
Yep.
Do them. Check them out.
High Dive Publishing. I'll post about that Mythos book soon.
All right. Keep doing your thing. Keep listening. Thank you. Bye.